Education chief is defending herself yet again.
Our investigative team learned she spends more and more time out of state every year. Tonight, a nonpartisan group questions if that truly benefits New Mexico.
The trips do not cost taxpayers, but For On Your Side investigator Ryan Luby found out who is paying for those trips. And how Education Chief Hannah Skandera answers the question about a potential conflict of interest.
832, clear to the DFW airport.
No, these are not vacation receipts. No, you did not pay for these trips. But they explain where Hannah Skandera has been out of state since she's been in office. Washington, Orlando, London. 10 days out of state in 2011, 32 days in 2012, and in 2013, she was out of state for 47 days.
Just because it's illegal doesn't always make it a good thing.
Vicki Harrison is with the self-proclaimed nonpartisan group called Common Cause.
We are a citizens lobby organization.
We asked her to look over the travel records we obtained.
I can see having our secretary testify before Congress as a benefit to New Mexico and bringing light to our education system here. I can also see a benefit of having someone from New Mexico represent us on various panels. The questions I had were for particular board meetings.
Specifically board meetings for national nonprofit organizations in which Skandera is a governing member, like PARC, the group developing new types of tests for students, like NACSA, the group that supports charter schools, and like Chiefs for Change, part of an organization that's been in the news before for allegedly having too cozy of a relationship with education companies. Common Cause wonders if there's a conflict of interest.
Do you see a conflict of interest in that?
Absolutely not.
You don't worry about the dollars, the ones that are the donors to these organizations. They don't influence your decisions and what you try to push.
Absolutely not.
Secretary-designate Skandera says she works with those organizations to put New Mexico first.
You're saying then that your role on these boards is not to work for the board, but to be more of an advocate for New Mexico on those boards?
That's absolutely correct. And to champion, most of the time when I'm asked to come, like when I spoke before Congress and testified, it was an opportunity to say, here's what we're doing in New Mexico.
For instance, Skandera talks about Hispanic students in New Mexico and how they ranked #1 in the nation on AP exams. And she talks about the 7% jump in the state's overall graduation rate. She credits teachers for that, of course, but also some of the changes in our state's education system. But just days ago, roughly 1,000 teachers rallied at the Roundhouse to protest those new teacher evaluations.
And you're not just a bunch of machines teaching to a test.
Skandera says, though, she is in fact listening to them.
But are you taking their ideas? If you have a teacher that says, okay, you all are trying to do this, well, how about you tweak it this way because this makes more sense for my school?
Absolutely.
Skandera also says she does not feel like she's lost the state's confidence. She says change is hard, but she says it's working. And she says she is fully committed to New Mexico, even with the increased travel and her increased involvement with national organizations. She says she's on call 24/7.
But I also have an amazing team here, and I'm in constant communication with them. I have a great deal of confidence that I'm stewarding here what I am called to steward and also advocating on behalf of New Mexico.
Ryan Luby, KOB, Eyewitness News 4.
The total cost for Skandera's travel over 3 years topped $36,000.
It was paid for by the various groups that she works with. And to see Skandera's travel records for yourself, go to our website, KOB.com.
Now, your Pinpoint